Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the FauxShow. Today is Friday, January 20th. My name is Angela.
And my name is Chris.
And as most of you know, the FauxShow is not a real show. It's a social experience because I don't look at you. I look at the chat room, which I have here on my iPad.
I've got it right here. It's like my whole screen.
Yeah, it's over there on a monitor where we can see ourselves.
Mm-hmm. It's also on the best damn lower third on the internet right there.
There it is.
Because those people are in it, so
Yep.
there you go.
Oh, I don't have it over here.
And check this out. Let's see. Can we do this? Boom. Wall behind us. Yeah, look at that wall of chat room behind us, too.
Yep.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yep.
So, Angela, why is the FauxShow on a Friday?
Well, as everybody knows, well, a lot of internet people know, on Wednesday, there was a big SOPA protest.
Yeah.
Yeah, like big.
Yeah.
And as part of that, we did not produce any content that day.
Yeah, we observed the SOPA protest over
Yep.
at Jupiter Broadcasting.
And we had a disclaimer on the website.
Yeah. But we felt we should take it a step further from just that. We also felt that we shouldn't do any live production content during the day too.
Yep.
So it wasn't just that. Yeah. So now see, you can slide in the view there. What I really liked about the pop-up that we had was that it wasn't SOPA specific.
Mm-hmm.
Because I felt like it was important to talk about PIPA as well and raise awareness about both of them.
Right.
And I also liked that you just put your zip code right in there and boom, it told you who to contact.
Right.
So that I liked that. And I think a lot of sites went that route.
Continue to the site if you wanted to.
We have content specifically about SOPA. So it doesn't make sense to censor ourselves to cover that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, how does censoring ourselves really further the cause? But I still wanted to raise awareness. So we've done basically for every TechSnap for the last month we've covered SOPA. Yep. And we also had that SOPA ribbon up in the corner.
Yep, right here in the upper right hand corner there. Stop SOPA.
Yeah, which then took you to information about it in AmericanCensorship.org.
Yep. So we did our part, but today we want to cover as many things as we can that have come up because of the SOPA, from the websites that went black to like funny things, memes and whatever that were, because there are some really good ones. Yeah. So without further ado.
Yeah, there's Mr. Lamar Smith, the original author and also receiver of quite a many donations from media companies, surprisingly.
Yep. So this is his official campaign website. And this is the background, the image that he's using there. It's cropped and zoomed in a little bit, but it is the image. They found the person that took that picture, and he did not give him any credit.
Right. So
he's a copyright violator.
So that picture, scroll up so they can see that picture there. That picture is it's free, but it's licensed by Lamar, or it's licensed by DJ
Schultz
as Creative Commons.
Yeah.
Which simply means you can use it, but it is required that you give attribution, which they did not give attribution, not even like in comments in their source code.
Right. And then
it's funny because
within I think an hour or so they had taken that image down, and they just
not so much an hour. I originally saw that story pop up on Reddit like a week ago. And
really?
Yeah, it just took a little while for it to brew up to the top before people really noticed. People were kicking them for a while, but it was just like one more thing in the pile.
Yeah. No kidding.
That's kind of a little of a straw man argument, though, because it's not really the same thing. It's more about license there and not so much copyright. But it is kind of ironic that the guy who authored SOPA, well, authored is generous. The MPAA and the RIAAs, of the world, they're the ones that authored SOPA, and then they just handed it to Lamar to introduce, really.
Right.
I mean, come on.
All right. Well, so my favorite blackout was the oatmeal, and here is theirs.
Hi there. I drew a goat.
Oh, I'll let you read it.
And a koala. Making love. What? Steamy, yes? I drew these animals because I love making things on the internet, and because I believe that love conquers all. But wait! Here's a photo of Oprah. Yeah. Riding a jet ski. With Jesus! In outer space!
It gets better and better.
But if SOPA and PIPA get through Congress, the animated GIF could be considered pirated, and my website could be shut down for hosting it without due process. Sad koala. The goal is to stop piracy of films and music, which all suck. No more steelsies. But this is like dealing with a lion that has escaped from the zoo by blasting some kittens with a flamethrower. Aww. And kitten barbecue equal bad. Don't do your part. Stop SOPA and PIPA. Look it up. Well, I mean, so the good news is at this point, both SOPA and PIPA have been shelved. We got early. Oh, Jesus, still going.
Well, it's all right.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm just saying, they have been shelved for now, but of course, I think this is an interesting thing to look back at what the internet did, because first of all, when else has the internet really gotten all of its S together under one single topic like this? That's pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
And then second of all, this is just the first battle.
Yeah.
And there's going to be more stuff, so it's kind of it's good to keep in mind what worked, because this worked for now.
Yeah, well, and something I found really interesting was that, here in Washington, we have the snowpocalypse. You know, we got something like 3 feet of snow over 4 days. But
10 minutes.
It accumulated to about 12 inches everywhere.
45 inches.
Anyway, the local news was not covering anything about the blackout that day.
No.
It was our major snow day. And yes, they had snow to cover, but they absolutely did not cover. And it's just so strange and feels like a violation of some sort that big of a media outlet is not covering anything about it at all. And I plurked about it, and a couple of people said that their news channels covered it, which they obviously might not be part of it, or I don't know, maybe they didn't have snow.
Well,
but
SOPA got some limited coverage. I was just looking. I actually watched Fox Business had a story, and I can't find it now. But they brought on the co-founder of Reddit, and they asked him to describe it, and it was so interesting to hear their tone.
Yeah.
And the way that they essentially sold it. They set it up as SOPA is just trying to stop piracy. Why don't you like it? And not the other implications of it.
Right.
Oh, this is a great story. I think a ton of credit goes to Google.
Yeah, Google, they of course did the blacked out image. What is it called? The Google Doodle. The Google Doodle for the day had a big black bar over it. Do you want to find a picture of that?
Yeah.
But once you clicked on it, you went to this, and you could sign the petition by just putting your first name, last name, email address, and zip code. And you could even click a box to get further information on it if you're interested in hearing about it more. And this had some amazing, what's it called?
Results?
Results, yes, that. So, and I think one of my later articles covers that.
Yeah, so this was Google's logo, and I thought it was really well done.
I thought so too.
And it's actually got some it actually looks like tape, there's edges to it and stuff. Yeah. Which is kind of cool. It looks like gaffer's tape. Yeah. But what did you say the number was? 4.5 million people or something like that signed the petition?
I just said it's in one of my later articles.
Oh, I mean, so the results they got.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really cool. And one thing I did that day was...
It's very respectable.
I made this my profile picture on all my social networks. And it was really cool to see my friends then make it their own profile picture.
So do you actually feel like that is doing something?
It did. It caused my grandma to think that I'd put something explicit on Facebook and got flagged for it.
She thought Facebook was censoring
so
you.
It at least did that.
I guess at the worst case is at least people notice it and it raises awareness.
Yeah.
But it also feels like a form of internet activism that's not really doing anything.
Oh, I think the whole point of the blackout was to educate more people on this because local media is not covering it.
Yeah.
A lot, and not to mention these bills became, so close to potentially being passed during the holidays when people, unfortunately, are focusing on gifts and buying.
They originally were trying to get it done in December.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, TechSnap has been covering it for longer than a month.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing that's interesting, and I think you just kind of touched on it, is this was something that the internet community had to do on our own because the media companies weren't covering it.
Right.
And we just had to do something to get notice and attention. So changing the social profiles does do that.
Yeah. Well, the social, everybody has their different social networks, right? Let's see, how many do I have? I have 4. And they're all different groups of people.
You're counting Plurk because that's only half of a social network.
Facebook is friends and family and some internet stalkers. And then Twitter is all internet stalkers, and G+ is definitely internet stalkers. So I guess those are similar. And Plurk, just friends and random people.
Yeah, Crash Benedict has nailed it. The reason why The reason why they're not giving it balanced coverage on the mainstream media is because the people who own the mainstream media are the people who are writing the legislation.
Right. Yeah. Well, so my point about listing on my social networks is that there are groups of those people that are not like big into the internet, but saw my posts that day.
Yeah.
So, I thought this was funny. I was trying to find some images.
You got a lot of soup?
And I got soup. And that was one of the things. There was actually a live Twitter feed being kept of everybody that was like, why are you spelling soap wrong?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Love that.
Let me see if I can find that.
Twitter, you can get some interesting real-time crap out of, you know what I'm saying?
Not that one.
Did you see that after Christmas, you could do a Twitter search and everybody was bitching that they didn't get an iPad or an iPhone for Christmas?
Oh, yeah, that was funny.
I don't know. It was actually a little disappointing in humanity, actually, if you ask me.
It was funny, though. All right, here we go. 25 people who thought SOPA was about soap.
Yes, awesome.
So, yeah. I love Usher.
So apparently, no matter what you do, some people won't get the message.
Yeah.
I mean, really, how asleep at the wheel do you have to be online that day not to at least go to one site?
How about this one? Congress, I'm pretty sure it's spelled soap, not SOPA. It's okay. We all have typos.
That's a joke. That's a total joke.
Here we go. Yeah, I read through these.
What do they have against soap?
Yeah.
I like that one.
Is SOPA some sort of fancy Italian soap?
I could see that.
And what's funny is they say, what is SOPA? And then somebody says it, a fairly succinct explanation of it. And they're like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, they're like, okay. You can tell how much they care.
So SOPA isn't the Greek way of saying soap? So internet is boycotting Mexican soap? I mean, geez. I thought it was just soap they use down in Mexico. A soap opera. SOPA, soap, and opera.
Oh, okay. That's clever.
Yeah. Although it would be Sopra.
I wonder if anybody in the chat room still has any kind of confusion over what SOPA is or was.
Oh, if they do, I have an article for that.
And I don't know if anybody has followed, but there's already new legislation in the works called the OPEN Act, which I don't know much about at this point, but I believe it lacks the DNS blocking provisions that SOPA had. But so, I mean, they're already working on the next thing. And then, Angie, I haven't even mentioned this to you.
What?
One of the things that I'm getting a lot of emails from our overseas viewers is ACTA, which is a worldwide copyright law enforcement. So people in, I believe it was Portugal, I got an email from a guy today who said that his government is signing ACTA. They're joining up with ACTA on the 26th of January, my effing birthday. They're going to sign up. Portugal will sign up with will sign ACTA.
That reminds me of this flowchart thingy that I have here, where you action/info flowchart reference guide. Have you heard of those two things? Yes or no, and then you follow the things. And if you say, let's see, there's a certain way you go. If you say no to everything, it's do you like the internet? No. Do you still spend a lot of time online? No. Do you care about free speech? No. Have anything against special interest lobbying? No. Do you care that the U.S. is emulating China, Iran, and Syria with these bills? No. Would you consider hearing why so many people believe this is important anyway? No. Last chance? No. Fall on the sword.
I have a video. It's a 2-minute video about what ACTA is. Do you want to roll it? Since it's sort of, or we don't have to. I know it's kind of.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Do you want it? I have. Yeah. Okay, we should have audio on it too.
Yeah, I'm going to put this in the chat room because if you answer yes to those things, there's actually some good information there. So link in the chat room under my face. You see it there?
I got headphones on because we're gonna listen to it. Because I saw some people. I saw LaBelle in the chat room was asking what ACTA is, and it really is some bad stuff. So here, let's play this here for you guys.
Can you imagine your internet service provider policing everything you do online? Can you imagine generic drugs that could save lives being banned? Can you imagine seeds that could feed thousands being controlled and withheld in the name of patents?
That's patent.
This will become reality with ACTA. ACTA is the Anti-Counterfeiting Trade Agreement. Disguised as a trade agreement, ACTA goes much, much further than that. For the past 3 years, ACTA has been negotiated in secret by 39 countries. But the negotiators are not democratically elected representatives. They don't represent us, but they are deciding laws behind our backs. Bypassing our democratic processes, they impose new criminal sanctions to stop online file sharing. ACTA aims to make internet service and access providers legally responsible for what their users do online, turning them into private copyright police and judge, censoring their networks.
That's similar to SOPA.
The chilling effects on free speech would be terrible. In the name of patents, ACTA would give large corporations the power to stop generic drugs before they reach the people who need them, and to stop the use of certain seeds for crops. The European Parliament will soon vote on ACTA. This vote will be the occasion to say no, once and for all, to this dangerous treaty. As citizens, we must urge our representatives to reject ACTA.
Well, there you go. So that's something to think about.
Yeah, no kidding.
So that's scary stuff. And of course, it's all in the name of just the most ridiculous things, like the drug company patents or the copyrighted material of the music industries. And I just feel like I want to boycott all of these companies.
Yeah, one of the worst things I read, there's actually a Mashable article that I'll go over in a second, was exactly that. Like users posting like a link or a picture on your website, if it's copyright infringement, then you are responsible for it still. It's so ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So this was one of the resulting articles from the blackout. It's probably more than 3 co-sponsors.
Oh, it is, yeah.
But
in fact,
it
you
made
have
a
an
difference.
infograph. You have an infograph in one of the pictures that shows like how many people bailed from one day to the next.
Yes, I do.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, here
because that really, I think, kind of brings it home as to the kind of support that it got. Now that'll be a little challenging to show, but
yeah,
yeah. There you go. All right, so this is really interesting because it shows the day before the protest and then the day of the protest.
There we go.
And what you see there is, here, maybe without us in front, it might be a little easier. Yeah, so look at the difference there. So January 19th, of course, you had 101 opponents. The day before, you only had 31 opponents. You see that? It went from 31 opponents to 101 opponents in one day.
80 supporters to 65 supporters.
That's really significant.
Yeah. And that was just, the first day. So all the things happening afterwards are probably increasing those numbers. Let's see, what else do we got here? The Daily WTF did a pop-up.
I liked theirs. Very classy.
Yeah. Yeah, and they decided to go white instead of black.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ars Technica did some really cool stuff where they...
Oh, yeah, I have them in...
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
okay,
I do.
Okay, cool. I'll save it then.
And...
XKCD, a favorite.
XKCD, if you're familiar with them, they do a hover over message. And today it was on Wednesday it was, in protest of SOPA, I'm currently getting totally blacked out. So...
Yeah, I thought that was good.
Yeah, I liked that. Let's see. Do you want to play? I have a YouTube video in here.
Oh, yeah?
Do you want to play that while I find, what am I finding? Oh, I have several YouTube videos.
Well, we had talked about the Ars Technica blackout.
Yes,
and
right.
I know you have a few screenshots. Do you want me to play this first one here?
Yeah, sure.
You sure you want to play this?
Oh, well, you can just browse through it.
Maybe we'll play parts too, because you can get your video pulled down.
Skip it now.
Oh, wow, check that out. Skipping an ad. That almost makes me not want to skip it. I gotta just saying thanks for... All right, let's play a little bit of this.
You can just skip through.
Hat der Gegner Zossen genommen und stößt
We'll
auf
play
Stahnsdorf vor. Der Feind operiert jetzt am nördlichen Stadtrand zwischen Frohnau und Pankow und im Osten ist der Feind bis zur Linie Lichtenberg, Marsdorf,
They have an
Karlshausen.
agreement with Google allowing them to remove any video.
Mit dem Angriff Steiners.
That's fine. They're still up on Lady Gaga fan site.
Mein Führer,
My Führer.
Steiner.
SOPA.
Steiner konnte nicht genügend Kräfte
SOPA
für
will
einen
likely
Angriff
pass and
massieren.
become law.
Der Angriff Steiner ist nicht
Universal could take down the site as well. I'm reading the subtitles because you guys might not want to read them. I don't know.
Keitel, Jodl, Krebs.
All right. Well, so that's pretty much it. This is actually really good. A guy in the British social services lost his job over this video, and I don't know the details, but he was fired. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I did.
So it's not love and funnies for everybody. If you do a Hitler video, you can get in trouble. And we might get this video taken down from YouTube.
Possibly.
So that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But you know what? What are you going to do? You could, it's the most ironic thing about all the SOPA and PIPA stuff, even now that it's shelved, is, and you almost wonder if the federal government was making a statement with the mega upload polling, but they've proven they don't need these laws to reach out across the world. Now, like Alan said on TechSnap, that's because they were a friendly country, but still.
Yeah. So here are a couple of the websites that, or this is a website of screenshots from Wednesday. So AmericanCensorship.org, Archive.org, arvidtp.net. Well, I'll let you read them. Or not you. I'll let them read them. So there's a lot of variety.
Yeah, look at this variety.
I mean, I'm only at C now. F.org. That's kind of awesome. I kind of want to see what they do.
Yeah.
EFF.
Yeah. I did find I did find out about a couple of new sites through this. Oh, go down to Good Old Games. What'd they do? Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what I really liked is our Boxy Box.
Oh, yeah. Oh, do I have that?
That's all right.
I think I grabbed
I might be able our Boxy Box.
Yeah.
We'll put a link to that in the chat room so the folks can look at them in high res.
Yeah.
Our Boxy Box did a SOPA protest.
Yep.
And on every video on the homepage of our Boxy Box, when you turn it on, it had a here, look. So I'll just search for images. I bet there's an image of it. Yeah, check that out.
Yeah. Wow, that looks exactly like mine.
Oh, internal server error.
Oh, Minecraft did it, which I thought was really cool.
So here's the here. I'm gonna switch to mine.
Okay.
That's the Boxy Box. So picture that's your big screen TV, and you turn on the Boxy Box, and instead of having like videos for you to watch, they had that. And I thought that was it was actually very powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, especially since weren't you turning it on to watch the local news?
Yeah.
Anyway, so and then of course we all know about Wikipedia.
Yeah, boy, do we. Oh, so check out Wired. Wired, see how they blacked out their articles like that? Yeah, so that's cool. This cool thing about the site is it lets you transition between both versions.
That's
I'm going to
awesome.
smack my mic a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. I hope you all heard the mic smacking. Wow, I can't even say it.
The Wikipedia one bit me 3 different times.
Yeah.
Because I was doing research for an episode.
Yeah.
And
I read an article that they received like over 2 I can't remember if it was million or billion, but a lot of people saw that message.
And I know you could work around it by turning off JavaScript or whatever, but I didn't want to.
This is something that's going on right now that people want to do Black March. They want to avoid buying music or any of these things that they're trying to protect. DVDs, movies, theaters, whatever. Don't download, don't buy, don't steal, don't whatever for a whole month.
So
it's like the whole gas station thing.
I don't get why we're not just boycotting media.
Yeah,
Well, we mostly do, but
yeah, kind of.
I mean, we really what do we Netflix, I guess. Well, we kind of feed the monster with Netflix and the occasional movie.
Yeah.
But
well, I bought an album today off iTunes. What?
Oh. Well, I see.
It was with a gift card.
Brian says we are his media. I think that's what it is. Is this type of media will eventually replace that type of media, and that process has begun, and they're freaking the F out.
Yeah.
And just like every dying industry does, they try to legislate. But the reality is, it's the beginning of a transition. It's just the beginning of that transition, but it is happening.
Yep.
And somebody, I can't remember who, likened it to a battle between Hollywood and the tech industry. The tech industry wants to collaborate and share information
or radio and TV.
Well, they're in a part. I'm lumping them with Hollywood.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's like there's 2 different fundamental philosophies in those 2 industries, and they keep running into each other. And I think that's where we're at right now.
I've been called a traitor for some reason.
Because you used iTunes, I believe.
Oh, I had a gift card.
Hey, it's better than pirating. I mean, think about that. All this stuff is honestly about pirating, and they are all getting worked up on that. So at least there's that.
Yeah. Now this Mashable article is really good.
Yeah, Mashable's great.
They go into some detail. Link is under my face there. See my face.
Yep. Where do you post the show notes if people want to get these after the show?
I don't.
Oh. You don't put them on the...
I can put it on G+.
Why don't you put it on G+?
I will. I just always forget. All right. All these links will be on G+, gplus.to/FauxShow. Anyway, they go through and cite the actual article. They provide a link to the article, the bill.
Sources, I like that.
But they let's see. There's an internet site. There's a specific part that I thought was interesting. It's just so crazy. Here it talks about this means that YouTube, Facebook, Wikipedia, Gmail, Dropbox, and millions of other sites would be internet sites dedicated to theft of U.S. property because they either store, send, or post content by users that could be potentially copywritten.
And I think a lot of these definitions won't change in the new legislation. What will change from SOPA and OPEN are things like how they can enforce. Like I believe one of the things about the OPEN Act is if they want to take a site down, the person that wants to take a site down has to like buy a bond and like has to put money on the line. So that way, if they take down the site and they were wrong, the site gets paid from that bond. So you got to pony up a lot of cash. So so first of all, there's your barrier of entry just to pony anything offline, right? Because it makes it expensive.
Right.
But
I'm sure they get the money back.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, if they're right, and they'll always be found right, I'm sure they'll get the money back.
Yeah.
But if they're still using that definition that you just talked about, that's still scary.
Right.
That still doesn't work. I don't care if they've taken out the DNS stuff. I don't care if they've made it harder.
Right.
If they're using that definition, then all it would take would be for a viewer to link to something that's copywritten, like an MP3, in the comments on Jupiter Broadcasting.
Yep. There's this article that I found today. Congress puts SOPA, PIPA on hold, or PIPA, however you say it.
I say PIPA.
I know you do. I've always said PIPA. But anyway, what I found interesting was this comment by Lamar Smith, the presenter of the bill. I have heard from the critics and I take seriously their concerns regarding proposed legislation to address the problem of online piracy, Smith says in a statement. It is clear that we need to revisit the approach on how best to address the problem of foreign thieves that steal and sell American inventions and products. Hello? First of all, this is a U.S. bill. And second of all, they're going to enforce it on the U.S. But here he's focusing on foreign thieves that steal our inventions and
that was always his spin on SOPA.
That is so ridiculous, though, because the bill, that's so misleading for American consumers.
What it was is by the time that they were getting close to releasing SOPA out of committee, they'd willed it down so that they couldn't pull the plug on .coms and .orgs and .nets, U.S. sites. But if you had a .tv, which tons of people do, or a .am, .fm, like we have jblive.tv and we have jblive.am. Those are technically not U.S. sites and could be pulled. Mm-hmm. So that's a cute way of showing how they spin words to make it sound like it's not so bad.
Yeah.
I hope that guy doesn't get reelected. That guy does not deserve to get back. Brian 2040 in the chat room desperately wants us to talk about this TED Talk.
Okay.
We can't play it.
Yeah, not 13 minutes. Sorry.
But we will try to include a link in the show notes. Because it's Clay Shirky on why SOPA is a bad idea.
Yeah, and here's Think Geek actually posted a blog, and I put a link in under my face. They said, well, first of all, they did this message: feeling more productive yet?
Yeah.
Because, with all our sites blocked out, what do we do? I know there were some people in the chat room that said, I'm not going to have Reddit. I'm not going to have Wikipedia. I'm not going to have Jupiter Broadcasting, which you still had us. We just had a pop-up. But anyway, so they just went through and bulleted a few things to explain why the blackout. And I thought it was neat. So, yeah.
It is one of, I think, the things to remember about SOPA, too, was how it was formed when it was in committee and people were adding and removing stuff from it. Mm-hmm. They brought in like 11 people that were for it and one Google rep who was against it. Only one person they allowed in that was against it. So Google was just left powerless. So I think that's one of the most important things to take away from SOPA is how controlled the origination of the bill was and how scary it is. And also how much of a win it is that we overcame it, at least for now. Like, did you see that?
Right.
Did you see that? Like Rupert Murdoch went to Twitter and was complaining, and like the CEO of the MPAA was on there saying that this was a dangerous form of activism.
Oh, I did see. Yeah, that. Well, and there were some people in the chat room too that felt that it was dumb to do the blackout, but I think overall it really made a statement. Just a couple sites, that would have been one thing, but there were so many people that protested it.
I think it really kind of kicked off at Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Reddit's becoming scary popular. I mean, scary powerful.
So just back to this real quick. There's things like things you can do instead of being on those sites that were blacked out. You could tell a digitally savvy teacher good luck because PIPA may hinder sharing educational resources and slow the growth of technology adoption in the classroom. Or hug your favorite blog editor because PIPA could make them work overtime policing comments because any link, including ones left by commenters, could be problematic, et cetera, et cetera. And then the last one was make a batch of cookies because you'll be hungry after doing all that, and cookies make everything better.
Yeah.
So,
Tyler mentions that the person I was referring to he's the head of the MPAA. His name is Chris Dodd, and as the perk of that revolving door that it is our government and business, he's also the former senator of Kentucky. What a winner!
Wow.
What a winner!
Yep.
Well, I'm sure if this MPAA thing doesn't work out, he can go back into the Senate.
Then let's see. There were some. Let's get this up. There were some viewers that blacked out their websites, and I happened to get screenshots of a couple.
Oh yeah, cool. Our viewers.
Yeah, this was Gourmet Army, who you know him for doing the original Ange and Jeremy as Mario and Luigi for the logos.
Connecticut, not Kentucky. Sorry. Yeah.
Anyway, so that was his website there, Adult Dave, that we actually showed last week on the FauxShow Awards.
Cool.
And then there was also Brian 2040 blacked out his website.
Nice.
And here's what that looked like that day.
Very cool. Descent OS website.
Yep. I cannot move it up.
That's all right. You can see it. You get it. That's nice. That looks good.
Yeah.
Make some noise. I like that. That's pretty cool.
And then let's see. Oh, this was really funny. I watched a Minecraft video that day.
Why? You don't play Minecraft?
It was a 3D printer thingy, and I thought it was really neat.
Oh, that is really cool.
But the first comment here, which you can't see, darn it.
I tried to warn you.
Well,
you could do the super zoom. Zoom in that thing like it's like, yeah, there you go. Boom, super zoom.
That's a very nice video you have there. It'd be a shame if SOPA happened to it.
Okay,
because in the video, they show actual Minecraft, gameplay.
Yeah.
And of course, that's what creepers say, I guess, right?
Okay.
Anyway, it's a Minecraft funny. Anyway.
Nice.
I thought it was funny.
Well, I mean, it was a pretty big week.
Yeah.
It really was a big week.
Yep. Do you want to see about another video?
Oh, wow.
I think there's another YouTube one in there.
Holy schmola. And we have something special to play towards the end, too, right?
Yep.
There's a couple more in here, but I'll play this one. This one?
Oh, yeah. We need to talk about
we gotta
Anonymous.
We got to play this one, right?
Sure.
Yeah? Is this one you were thinking of?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's watch this.
I've known since I was a schoolboy. With the first link, the chain is forged. The first speech censored, the first thought forbidden, the first freedom denied, chains us all irrevocably. Those words were uttered by Judge Aaron Satie as wisdom and warning. The first time any man's freedom is trodden on, we're all damaged.
Go Captain Picard. That's a good one. Yeah. I remember that episode too. It was a witch hunt essentially in that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that pretty much sums it up, right?
Yeah, I agree with everything that man said there.
Oh, okay, here we go. Here's a funny here for everybody. If SOPA passes and we post Pirate Bay links on Senate.gov, would they shut down their own website?
Oh, thinking dinosaur. So funny.
Thinking dinosaur. Which brings us to the next thing, and that is, of course, Mega Upload got taken down.
I was just talking about that.
The day after.
I was just talking about that.
I know. Well, I know. That's why. And so then Anonymous went
oh, boy.
and took down FBI, Department of Justice, and the U.S. Copyright Office. Supposedly 7 other sites as well, which is it's interesting. I found that really kind of cool.
What did you think of it? You thought it was cool?
I do.
I agree to a degree. Anonymous will be, in a large part, responsible for an amazing response, I believe, on the federal government's response. But you may see things change dramatically on the internet that make SOPA look like it was nothing if they think that groups like this could damage the economy or the federal government. And I mean, who knows what they will do in response. So it scares me a little bit that they are poking a very, very mean beast.
Yeah.
What's coming up?
All right. So next month, which is February, the second Wednesday, it's February 8th. We're doing Office and Desk Space Awards. Desk and Office Space Awards.
Yeah. So take a picture of where you work, messy or clean.
Yep,
messy,
home or the office, or both.
We kind of prefer messy because it's more fun to look at.
Yes.
Anyways,
yes.
And send it in to Angela@JupiterBroadcasting.com.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then, you can sign up for the Jupiter Broadcasting newsletter at bit.ly/Jupiter Signal.
I love that effing newsletter.
It comes out the first week of every month ish. Yeah. It varies. And yeah, all the links from tonight's show plus more, because I'm sure I missed a couple, will be on G+. So.
The FauxShow G+ page.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yep. That is this episode of The Faux Show, and we will see you next week. Don't forget, you can catch recent episodes of The Faux Show on JupiterBroadcasting.com/Faux Show. Also, get them on demand in the iTunes store. Search for Faux Show.